reflections and lessons. This is the series that we have started where I am sharing with you my experience from my experiences in the last 2 months of my vacation, and how does it really dovetail with La Dolce Vita, which is really the thesis of this channel, my season of life, 60 years and beyond, aging wisely, aging wisely, gracefully, and aging elegantly. This is Malu Cervantes, your fellow sojourner in the autumn of our life, your life coach, and fellow sojourner and friend. And we are navigating. How else can we live? How else can we live? In the present and continue to grow as a person, right? So I shared with you, all right, the difference between my trips before, where I would simply just go shopping and go to places and then go home and that's it. Now the perspectives have changed, and we're really looking at the structure of the moment, like what exactly the moment, that made the difference, what memories got triggered, and what is the meaning of life after that. And I promise you that in episode 185, this episode, that we will begin that. All right. First leg of the trip was in Miami, Florida, with my daughter and her partner. Right? Why Miami, Florida? Because this is the state where we you know where we go up to the cruise ship, which is a birthday gift of our daughter for both of us. And that's the dock. Uh, January is still, but it's still winter. It's still winter, but we thought this is Miami, Florida. We thought it's eternally summer in Florida. Why? Because of the beaches and the sunshine and all of that. It's very tropical, right? It's not temperate like New York. An understatement, because they still experience winter. So we were there winter, ready for the sunshine with all the clothes for summer. And when we arrived, it was chilly. So we were not able to wear our shorts. We were not able to wear our t-shirts. We had no choice but to buy hoodies and all of that. You know, but then again, I said we will use a structure of moment, memories, and meaning, right? So those are my expectations. And then, the reality was very different. It was cold. Well, yeah, it's cold, but the locals were actually wearing shorts. They were actually wearing, bathing suits. And then they have this, they have this, big, how do you call that? Tied, sarong tied around their waist, and they go around in bikinis, and they were just simply enjoying themselves. And I was wondering how we look like to them, because I had to wear my tennis shoes, I had to wear socks, I had to wear, my leggings and my thermal wear, I had to wear my hoodie, and all of that, and they were just relaxing. And I looked at their eyes, and I saw in their eyes, the look of, hey, this is life here. You just enjoy it. You go to the beach. You don't shiver and all of that. And for them, it was the usual life. If they only looked at my eyes were very different, because I'm looking at every person who passed me by and really begin to see how different they are from me. Okay, the way they talk. There are a lot of Cubans in there. There are a lot of foreigners in there. Different accents of English. So I would say, oh, Eastern European. Okay, even if they speak English, it's a different accent. Oh, these people are from Texas. Still English but different accents. And well, you'd think Spanish is Spanish. No, Cuban Spanish is different from Mexican Spanish. The wonderful, handsome wait staff in those bars, which lined the beachfront. They were all very handsome. Most of them are Mexicans. Some of them are Cubans, and I think there are a few Puerto Ricans. It's a melting pot of different people, and they do things very differently. And I thought that was very, very exciting. So those are the moments that stayed with me. Of course, the beautiful beach in there. You have the lights. You have the different bars. And you have big cocktail glasses like that. I said, aha, how can I finish that? And so many names of those cocktail drinks that I had to ask my daughter what is this made of, etc. But there's one thing. So those are the moments. I focus not just what's happening around, and I was always worry about strangers. Because again, what you read in the papers. But gee, those they don't. We are total strangers, and yet when we see each other, no matter whether we are Asians or Mexicans or Latin Americans or Americans, whatever, we actually just say, "Hi, how are you doing?" Oh, I feel good. Okay, what are you doing here? Everywhere we go is always under those smiles. And I really realize, we may be very different people. So again, you're talking about the moment and you're talking about meaning. Uh, we're human beings. We're human beings. We should be loving each other. There's really no difference because we are, we are people. We have feelings, we have thoughts, we may look different. They may be white, I may be brown, somebody will be black, but basically the goodness of the heart is there. And so why are we worried? Why are we hating each other online? The hate online. Okay, the homophobia, the Islamophobia, all kinds of phobia there, and they rant, and then they say things against people according to their color or their creed. We wage war. Why? We are all human beings. That is really what stuck to me, and the memories of those of the wonderful people who have helped me along the way. Really, those are the things that matter. Even if, for the sake of argument, the world in general isn't safe, but I felt so safe in Miami, of all places, because the people there are just so friendly. I don't know a soul in Miami, Florida, just my children with me. Okay? And so I guess if we really just, just slow down and then look at life, from the world, from the point of view, or from the eyes of a fellow human being, wars like what's happening around us, maybe, just maybe, okay, well, maybe, just maybe, we don't need this, right? If we only looked at each other as fellow men and fellow human beings, okay? So we'll continue as we board the ship. Okay, our cruise ship. We'll continue with that in the next episode. Okay, my fascinating Renaissance friends, don't forget to like and subscribe, and so you will not miss any of these reflections and lessons as I shared with you my experiences in my 2-month vacation. And until then, goodbye.